You ever wonder what lies under the surface of the internet? Well, we're gonna go ahead and demystify it. This series is Demystifying the Dark Web, and this episode is 101. Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back. This is Alt Function. My name is Jen, I'm your host here. So just to put it out there, this is a disclaimer. I am not recommending that you go access the dark web or do any types of illegal activities. This video is for educational purposes only. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start off with the three different types of internet. We got the clear net, deep web, and dark web. So the clear net is what you typically surf. When you go on Google, you pull up a search, all the stuff that's available to you there is public, and that is the clear net. It is also called the surface web. All right guys, let's go a layer down into the deep web. The deep web is often confused with the dark web, however, is very different. The deep web is actually accessible from regular browsers. And whether you know it or not, I bet you access the deep web every day. So the deep web is content that is not indexed by search engines, and often protected behind an authentication wall, like password or MFA. Some examples of deep web are your Amazon shopping cart, Netflix queue, or even your bank account statement. The deep web makes up 90 to 95% of the internet, so it's quite a bit. And now what you are likely here to hear about, the dark web. The dark web is a collection of internet sites that are only accessible with a special browser. Using special browser architecture, users are able to surf the dark web anonymously. Now, while there are many legitimate reasons for using the dark web that we will get into in a minute here, there are no real federal policies on how to regulate use of the dark web, making it a playing ground for criminals. The most common specialty browser that people use to access the dark web is called the Tor browser. Tor stands for the onion router, which will make more sense here in a second. On the dark web, you won't find URLs that you are typically used to, like facebook.com or google.com. Dark web URLs are a random string of characters followed by the .onion top-level domain. The specialty browsers are able to navigate these URLs and take you to the dark website. So how does the Tor browser allow you to stay anonymous? At a very high level, the sender's request is encrypted 3 different times. It's wrapped like an onion, hence the onion router. The request is then sent to 3 different relays before it reaches its destination. This anonymizes the original IP. So what kinds of things might you find on the dark web? As mentioned before, due to the lack of government regulations, you can find probably just about anything on the dark web. Compromised credentials, fake passports, malware, ransomware, even rent an entire botnet. There can also be a lot of disturbing content on the dark web, so please tread carefully. Additionally, cybercriminals use dark web forums to communicate. Some legitimate cyber researchers do have access to these forums and collect data for research. However, it's not likely that you're going to just stumble upon one of these forums, as they are typically well protected and invite only. Alright, so now all the crime aside, let's get to some of the legitimate uses for the dark web. Journalists wanting to privately communicate with their sources. Someone wanting to make a CIA report anonymously. People seeking freedom of censorship from their oppressive governments. Domestic violence survivors finding safety in a concealed digital footprint. Or a person simply not wanting their data collected. Alright everyone, thank you so much for joining me on this quick 101 to what the dark web is, what you might find there, and even some of its legitimate uses. So thanks for joining me again. This is Alt Function. My name is Jen, and if you'd like to come along with us on this dark web adventure, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and I will see you all later.